ESPN with Andrew Plitt. Hi, Andrew. How are you today?
Good. How are you today?
Okay. Now, did I say that right? Tai Chi and Qi Gong?
Qi Gong.
Qi
Gong. In Chinese, for some reason, they pronounce it Qi Qi.
Qi Gong.
Yeah, Qi Gong.
Okay. So are they different things?
They are different things. Tai Chi is based on a martial art, and Qi Gong is more about developing your body's natural abilities, flexibility, energy, and it's not necessarily a martial art, but it can be used with martial arts.
Okay. So one is about the body, the other is about the mind, or are they interchangeable in some ways?
They're interchangeable in some ways. Tai Chi can be used as Qigong, whereas Qigong isn't necessarily Tai Chi. So one kind of fits in the other, and the other complements the one, but they aren't the same.
But
if that makes sense.
Qigong is more about developing your mental state, or what?
It's a lot of breathing exercises, so it's very meditative in that aspect. But it includes like stretching and balance exercises, things like that. And that's where it kind of mushes in with Tai Chi, if you will, because Tai Chi also works a lot on balance, breathing exercises. So they complement each other. But Tai Chi, the movements in Tai Chi are based on like martial arts movements. Okay. You don't have to use it as martial art, but that's what it's based on. Whereas Qigong, the movements are just to develop the body. They aren't necessarily based on martial movements.
It sounds like a combination of some yoga in there.
It's very similar, yeah. Some people call Qigong Chinese yoga.
Okay.
So it's similar in some ways, very different in others. Just kind of.
This isn't where you see the groups of hundreds of people, or maybe tens to hundreds of people out all doing the same exercises?
Exactly what
it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and it's the slow motion, very meditative, very good for the joints, good for the body. A lot of people like it because when you exercise, if you're getting into something that's very like high impact, especially if someone's like trying to lose weight and they're looking for an exercise program, something that's high impact is not what their joints need. Something that's low impact and very fluid in its motion is what's going to be good for their body. So that's where Tai Chi is really useful. And we're actually going to be doing a weight loss program over the summer, incorporating Tai Chi for people who aren't into like the crazy workouts that a lot of people get into.
You mean like that? What's that high impact workout that you see on advertised?
Yeah, like those. It's not for P90X or Insanity. Those different ones.
Insanity workout. That's good. I like watching it.
I mean, you feel like you worked out after you watch it, but
yeah, I lose weight just watching
exactly.
it. So, as long as I leave the hamburger down. So, how did you get into this?
Well, when I was about 12 years old, my grandma got me a gift certificate to a local martial arts studio, and that kind of got my my taste for the martial arts, and I started finding out about Tai Chi, and they taught a little bit of Tai Chi there, so I started doing that there. And after that, I thought, well, I want to do this a lot more intense, so I started saving up money, and when I graduated high school, I shipped myself off to China, and I studied over there. And I've been there twice so far, and I've got my teaching credentials from there and everything, so that's kind of what got me going.
So can you show us a demonstration of one or the other? I mean, I'm going to move away from you if you're going to say Tai Chi, but...
Well, what I'm going to show today is actually just a basic balance exercise. And this is something that whether you're doing Tai Chi, Qigong, or just living daily life is very useful, because a lot of times we don't pay attention to what's going on with our balance. We get our balance when we're young, we just walk, we don't pay attention to it. Then as we get older, that kind of starts to go away, but we don't really notice it till it's kind of at a point where it's dangerous. And so this exercise is something that anyone can do at home in the mornings when they get up, before they go to bed, to kind of help bring their awareness back to their balance and improve their balance, to make them healthier and improve their...
I know a lot of older people have balance issues, and they give specific programs to help them to learn how to stand up correctly. So something like this is something for a progression as we age too.
Yeah, it would fit.
And I'm a lot older than you, but as we age, something we can utilize all the way through our lives.
Absolutely.
Well, why don't you give us a shot at it?
So the first part of this is a concept that in Chinese martial arts they call rooting, and this idea comes from their observation of nature. When you look at a tree, it's very strong, but a lot of that strength comes from its root. It has something that goes into the ground that holds it steady. So mentally, you just kind of imagine that you have this root going into the ground. Obviously, you don't, but it's a good mental picture to get your body ready for what you'll be doing. And then what you do is you just shift to one leg, and you imagine you have that root going down into the ground on this side. You want your body solid and straight but relaxed, and then you're just going to pick up the other foot and bring it in nice and slow, and then step back out with it nice and slow, gently touch, and shift over. And the idea is you don't want to step fast. You don't want to come here and step there and then step back out, because you want to spend as much time on one leg as possible. That's what gives you that improvement of balance and builds that awareness of what's going on with your feet and legs and how your body's positioned. So when you shift over, you want to spend as much time on one foot as possible as you're bringing that leg in, and then as much time as possible on one foot as you're taking that leg back out. And you just go from side to side. Super easy. You can do it for just a few minutes, but it's incredible the difference that you'll notice just shifting from side to side. So, I mean, that's like what you learn on your very first day of class. And it's just incredible what it can do. Like, I have several students who, when they first come, they're like, yeah, my balance is okay, and they go to step out, and they end up like falling on that foot, and they go, wait a minute, you know, what's going on there?
Right.
But after just a few lessons, you can see the improvement where they're actually able to spend more time on one foot, and they say, you know, everything that I'm doing is so much easier now, whether it's going to the store or anything. So.
That was one lesson in the progression. What are there, hundreds of things that you teach people?
Yes, it gets much more complicated from there later on. But it starts very simple, and it builds little by little to those complicated things. So when you get there, it's like, oh, okay, I can do this, instead of like, it's what? So.
Are we going to see you on a video on TV someday, selling your videos to people too, or your CDs?
That's possible. I do have some videos up, like these exercises, these balance exercises. I put them on YouTube so that anyone can watch them and practice them at home. So hopefully that's something that people will take advantage of, and it'll do good for them.
And who are you teaching right now? Individual classes, individual students?
I teach 3 classes a week in Pine Grove, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock in the evening to 7. And then I teach 2 classes at New York Fitness in the mornings on Tuesday and Thursday. So, did I say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Today's Wednesday, so what
I teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday in Pine Grove. I might have said that wrong.
Okay.
I teach Tuesday and Thursday at New York Fitness.
Okay. And the sessions are about, what, an hour long?
Yeah, they last about an hour.
And phone number, if anybody, you give individual
I do give individual lessons. I'm a full-time student, though, so I don't have a whole lot of time for that, but I try to fit it in. My number is 209-753-7865. So if anyone wants to get a hold of me, that's a good way.
All right, Andrew. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Maybe next time we can get into Tai Chi, but maybe I'll wear my vest.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being here,
Right.
and we're going to go to our next segment. Thank you.